I'm Amy, I'm living in Chrysalis, and I'm joining the skeleton crew to do a collab called the Twisted Palette Bingo. This is gonna be fun, so let's get to it. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So I'm quite excited about this project because what we are doing is we're taking a palette of our choice and we're doing a random number draw. What makes this twisted is that we don't get to rearrange them for the most suitable things. So whatever your first draw is what color you're going to use for your setting shade, no matter what it is. Which is why I decided to do my makeup before I take a shower for the day. Because, yeah, this is going to get entertaining. But before I get into all that, I think some of you know what time it is. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Maybe run a playlist or two. Your girl's trying to get up to her 4,000 hours. So, come on, let's get it going. Oh, and in case I forgot to mention it, which I did so far, but do make sure to check out the channel playlist for this collab. There's quite a few of us. Not as big as some of my other collabs, but there's still, I'd say, at least a handful of us that are doing this. I think it's going to be really fun. So do check out their channels. Maybe even subscribe. If you've come from their channels, come on. Let's hang out some more. I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to choose a 6-pan palette. Why? Because our draw is for 6 shades. So I wanted the limitation of not having as many chances to get like an appropriate setting shade, an appropriate deepening shade. I wanted to do it a little crazy. And I realized I have never used this palette on my channel. This was a gift with purchase. It's pretty enough. It's cute enough. This is an Ulta XO NYX. So, well, little freebie. Perfectly nice. But I thought that would be fun. Now, because I am doing my filming on my phone, I can't do the number draw in front of you. These are the numbers I drew. So I'm going to start with number 2. And because my language is English and we do our reading from left to right, which was surprisingly difficult for me to master when I was first learning to read. I really wanted to do right to left. But anyway, I digress. I don't think it really has a name. It's UXONXSP01. And there are no shade names. There's just numbers anyway. So my first draw was number 2. Does that look like a setting shade for me to you? Well, it's gonna be. Here goes. Setting shade. Okay, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. If I'd have gotten that for a setting shade, I think I would have died laughing. Okay, this is not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Well, does that mean I got out of this a little easy? Not necessarily, because guess what I drew for the crease shade? Number 1. How's that even going to work? Well, I will give it a try. Look at that. Is anything even happening there? Oh, that's so weird. And the really funny thing is when I was doing the number draw, it kept, going back to the first 2 or 3 numbers I drew, so I kept having to push and push and push until it got to something I hadn't drawn. Okay, well, that is the crease shade, for whatever it's worth. Okay, I drew number 3 for the outer edge deepening shade, which makes some degree of sense. But I can't bring it in further because it's just for the outer area. So if I bring it in further, that'll turn it into a crease shade, and I think that would be cheating. I'm not going to cheat. I said no one on the actual streets is going to see me like this anyway. But yes, normally this is where I would be blending the outer shade into the crease shade, but well, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here. And apparently my neighbor's bowling again. The good part about living on the lower floors, it's always easy to get into the apartment, carry groceries in, etc. Bad part, they bowl. The next shade is 6, which is this teal, and this is the spot where I normally start my halo eye, if I'm doing a halo eye, or at least hit the inner part of the outer lid. So I guess my question to myself is, am I going to do a halo eye? Because I have I'll have 2 shades left. And that's a lot of times. I don't know. Thinking about things. Well, really my debate is, how ridiculous am I going to make this? Because sometimes I do things a little differently, so I'm going to think about this a sec. Do I want to go crazy, or do I want to try to make it make sense? I'm going to go for a little crazy. Why not? It's not like I have to hit the streets. Okay, so then in that case, I am going to make this a halo eye. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into this teal and hit here, because sometimes I do a halo eye and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use 3 or 4 shades. Sometimes I use 6. But I had thought about keeping number 5, which is my last draw, to an eyeliner, but that's not really part of my normal makeup routine, as I'm sure anyone who's been watching knows. Have I used eyeshadow as eyeliner a couple times on my channel? Sure. Is it my regular gig? No, so I'm not going to do it here as a safety. Now, obviously, if I had to go out looking quite totally ridiculous, I might have gone that direction, but okay, that was an error. So I'm going to try to wipe that away and just do this as an errand. I should not have gone back into that teal, so I'm going to try to correct it with this pink and hope it'll work. So you can see the true silliness of my draw. So, ooh, look at that. Okay. This is the last shade, which is where I would normally hit here in the arch. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with brown, because that's what there is. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's say so far, not completely irretrievable, even though I don't get that nice hit in the middle, right? Okay. Now, the arch. I'm gonna have to wash these brushes. Okay. So I'm hitting my arch. How weird. This is so wrong. So if I really wanted to go extravagant again, I could do an inner corner highlight. But here, I'm gonna blend that. Okay, so it's just basically giving me fatter eyebrows. Maybe? Okay. Honestly, I expected it to be worse. I have absolutely no idea what that noise is. You probably don't hear it if you don't have headphones, but it's kind of driving me mad. Anyway, I've done the things. Here's the final look. So I wasn't entirely able to blend away that brown line, so it kind of looks like bad eyebrow work, which I'm not crazy about. Other than that, it could be worse. But I'd really like to know what you think. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I didn't pick a difficult enough palette, but I was really just looking for 6 pans because I wanted more risk. I was kind of hoping I'd get stuck with one of these dark shades or maybe this glittery pink for a setting shade, but the draw was the draw, so that's what I did. Fair is fair, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Do make sure to check out the playlist with the other channels. Check out their channels, the Skeleton Crew. We're all a bunch of crazy makeup lovers, so they're fun too. I hope you think I'm fun. I suppose if you've gotten this far, maybe you do. Maybe? Anyway, subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.